Greetings, folks. This is Volt, continuing the Arkham Horror Dream Eaters Mythos Busters campaign play-along. We're rolling right into Point of No Return, the third scenario on the waking side. Let's take a look at our upgrades. We had 5 victory going into 5 experience to spend going into this scenario, and I've spent it on 1 copy of Cryptic Research, 0 cost event, fast, play only during your turn. Choose an investigator at your location. That investigator draws 3 cards. Costs 4 experience to take. A classic for Amanda, a fast, costless draw 3 is exactly what we want. And with my 5th point, I'm taking 1 copy of Momentum. Practice skill, so it's practice so Amanda can take it. 1 wild, if the skill test is successful, reduce the difficulty of the next test you perform this phase by X, where X is the amount you succeeded by, to a max of 3. And I'm dropping my 2 copies of level 0 deduction. A single book and being able to get an extra clue is of much less importance, particularly in solo play, where many locations have only 1 clue. So these, I think, are the least impactful cards in my deck at the moment. So we're going to put these in instead. And I am hopeful that these will give me the juice needed to move quickly, because we have a different and custom act for this scenario. Per the rules of the campaign play-along, we're rolling into Point of No Return. If Randolph remained behind, we use Intro 1. This is the same intro you normally use when Randolph survives the descent. No real change there. But we're using Act 1A, Entering the Underworld version 3, and Act 2A, The Ascent, instead of normal setup instructions. These are custom created by the campaign play-along organizers. So Entering the Underworld version 3. You have succeeded in reaching the Dreamlands, but this is not quite what you expected. You are in the Underworld, and it will take some work for you to find your bearings in this sinister place. Plane of the Ghouls cannot be flipped. This is vital, because normally, flipping the Plane of the Ghouls is how you advance the scenario. So we're going to be doing something a little different. Forced after an enemy with any clues on it is defeated, you take control of those clues. That's the same as the normal acts for the scenario. You cannot advance except by this objective. When the Enchanted Woods Stone Trap Door is put into play, advance. So, we will see, this is putting greater importance on what is normally a sort of side quest in this scenario. We need to make the Enchanted Trap Door come into play. And in this is one of the scenarios where all locations come into play revealed. You can see this Tower of Koth location, which is normal. This is vanilla. We're going to flip this card over if we lift a stone trap door at the top of the tower. This is going to be where we're headed. There is also another contract for the play-along, which I am not taking, but I could have taken, which is a straightforward add an extra card to your card pool. I think it's an extra card per investigator, your card pool, in exchange for putting a damage on the scenario reference card. As a reminder, this scenario has you put damage on the scenario reference card as distortion within the Dreamlands, depending on how many tally marks are recorded next to steps of the bridge. I have 3 steps of the bridge recorded because my results in Waking Nightmare were, shall we say, less than perfect. So I have to put 1 damage on the scenario reference card. So I have that right down here. If I took that other contract, then I'd have to add 1, so there'd be 2. And I don't want there to be 2. We will see what that effect that is going forward. Right now, skulls are minus X. X is the amount of damage on this card. So right now they're -1. And we have 3 skulls now, where we had 2 before. When you enter the Dreamlands after 1,000 Shapes of Horror, so long as Randolph survives the descent, or in this case, was left behind, you get a 3rd skull added to the bag. And the Elder Things, of which we have 3, are -3. If you fail by 2 or more, choose a ready enemy at your location or a connecting location. That enemy moves to your location, engages you, and makes an immediate attack. Goal here is to try to be up by 3 on as many tests as possible to cover those negative effects. And the Cultist is reveal another token. And if you fail after the test ends, draw the top card of the encounter deck. Not fun. All right, so And our agenda 1A, we have a doom track of 5. This is the first of 3 agendas. Per usual for this campaign, we've got False Awakening with a doom on it. We'll want to test that off with an action and passing a difficulty 3 test. And we begin at the Vaults of Zin. We'll look at the locations after we draw opening hands. So why don't we do exactly that? Oh, 2 segments of onyx right at the beginning. The sooner I have the Pendant of the Queen assembled, the better. These are not advancing my board state until the 3rd one shows up. But I really do want the Pendant of the Queen early, so I think I'm going to keep those. Scroll of Secrets will help me draw more cards. Obscure Studies is, of course, insulation against my weakness, and I may just use it right off the bat. I think I am going to toss back the Vicious Blow. I will want things like this later, but I'd much rather get a stab at something that's going to draw me more cards early, or one of my other key assets. So, well, we don't get our weakness. Unrelenting. Okay, good. That'll draw some cards. Shove those back in. Okay. So, we are at the Vaults of Zin. 3 Shroud, 1 Clue, Victory 1 Veiled. Veiled, of course, you can, as a free triggered ability, once the location is empty of clues, you can flip it, resolve the text on the other side. I do not expect to do that here. What this particular location does is it spawns a ghast at your location with a clue on it. I think it spawns it exhausted, and then if you defeat the ghast, you get a clue. You're not getting any victory for that, and I'd rather, if I can, get my victory from the locations, because each of these locations has victory. Plane of the Ghouls, Shroud 4, 1 Clue. Gug enemies cannot enter or spawn here. I can't flip it. Normally, that's how you advance here. City of the Gugs, 2 Shroud, 1 Clue, Victory 1. When I enter, I will need to flip it. And Tower of Koth is noted. 5 Shroud, 0 Clues. Spend an action and pass a Fist 5 test to lift the trapdoor at the top of the tower, and then you flip this card. All right, so let's begin. We begin the investigation phase. We do our Amanda draw, perception, and we put a card underneath her. Am I unrelenting off the bat? Because what do I want to do? I've got Scroll of Secrets, which I could play. This location is Shroud 3. If I... Unrelenting would be 3. Testing 3 against that. Perception, 5 against 3. Or do I just go straight for the Obscure Studies? If I go straight for the Obscure Studies, I'd have 5. So I'd like to be up by 3 to the extent possible for these tests. So I'd love to get to 6 for that Investigate, but in order to do that, I would need to commit some extra stuff. And I'd love to be up on 6 for this False Awakening as well. But I do definitely want to draw. I think we're going to put the Unrelenting because I want the draw. Indeed, even just throwing myself at this test, even if I fail, will still draw me 2 cards using Unrelenting. I think that might be what I'm doing. Because even if I fail, well, the Cultist is the problem, right? If I Cultist... at least there's only 1. And I'm going to be drawing an extra card. Yeah, let's do the Unrelenting. That's fine. All right. Do I lead with the Scroll of Secrets? Do I just investigate, actually? I could Unrelenting, commit the Scroll of Secrets and the Perception, be testing 6 on 3, draw 2 cards. Yeah, you know what? I'm not sure that I have time to play the Scroll of Secrets. We're just going to commit it into this test. So we're going to investigate. So we're testing 3 on 3, 5 on 3, 6 on 3. We're going to seal 3 good tokens. So we draw 2 cards. Lab Assistant and an Occult Invocation. 6 on 3 for the Investigate. -2 is a pass. We draw another card from Perception. Another Unrelenting. Good. We get this clue. Okay. Lab assistant. I think... Yes. Do I could obscure studies to get the unrelenting back. Or I could just commit it to getting rid of this. You know what? I'm going to play the lab assistant. Let's see. 2 cost, 1 health, 2 sanity. Hand size increased by 2. After I play her, I draw 2 cards. The silver key and an unexpected courage. Okay. So I'm going to invest... No, I'm going to do this false awakening test. So I'm testing 3 on 3. I can commit whatever I like. Silver key would get us up to 6 if I'm testing willpower. And then I could save my obscure studies. 3, 6. You know what? I do think... Yes, I think that is exactly what we're going to do. So we're going to test off the false awakening. We'll commit the silver key. So we are using willpower. We're testing 6 against 3. We will seal 3 good tokens. Draw another 2 cards. Third segment of Onyx and the Cult Invocation. This is what we were trying to assemble. Now we finish the test, 6 on 3. -1 is a pass. This doom goes away. False awakening leaves. This discards. We release the tokens. And now, you know what? I am going to spend, since these are fast, 3 resources to put all 3 segments of Onyx into play, which means they assemble into the Pendant of the Queen. And then these are removed from the game. Or no, they're set aside out of play. And... So the really amusing thing is that I could use the Pendant of the Queen. You can teleport to a revealed location. I could skip right past the City of the Gugs. And those familiar with this scenario will know why I'm thinking of doing exactly that. But I do want clues. And I have occult invocations. I may want to deal with the City of the Gugs anyway. But I'll tell you one thing that I'm definitely going to do. I will exhaust the Pendant of the Queen and spend a charge and use it to snap up this clue from Plane of the Ghouls so I don't have to go there. Okay, great. No enemies on the board. We upkeep into our weakness, Whispers from the Deep. Maybe we'll get a test in the Mythos phase where we can commit this. Otherwise, we might be having a setup turn. But you know what? That was such a fast first turn. Pendant of the Queen already. I'll take it. Mythos. We are at 1 of 5. Let's shuffle this. And we draw Unexpected Ambush. There are no enemies in play, so I take a damage and a horror. Otherwise, a whole bunch of stuff. So we'll put a horror on the lab assistant, and I will take a damage. Okay, now we do an Armanda draw. Unrelenting discards, and unfortunately, Whispers of the Deep does have to go there. So this turn, well, I could Obscure Studies, actually. I could play Obscure Studies when a test starts to pull back Whispers from the Deep and put this here instead. Do I want to do that? I could definitely use getting more cards. I would like to... I would like to go into the City of the Gugs prepared. And Occult Invocations will help me do that. I just need... what I need is more money. So that means I would like to try to draw Cryptic Writings. I just don't have good means to draw at the moment. Let's see. If I go in... Because there's an Agility 3 test that I'm thinking about. So if I walked in and I played Obscure Studies to replace the Whispers from the Deep, then I would be Testing 5 on 3 for the agility test. I really would like to pass it. Do I just draw some cards? With the Pendant of the Queen, I am far less concerned about tempo. What I'm trying to do is accomplish this, and then like one more step after it, before this agenda advances. We have time, because that first turn was so fast. So I think we are going to set up, we're going to draw a card. Dream Enhancing Serum. I do want to play that. I just don't have the resources yet. We're going to draw one more card. We drew Cryptic Writings during our turn, so we can play it immediately to get 2 resources. And yeah, I think we're going to play the Dream Enhancing Serum. Okay, good. Dream Enhancing Serum. Only the first copy of each card in your hand counts towards your max hand size. After you draw a copy of a card that's already in your hand, you can exhaust Dream Enhancing Serum to draw an extra card. Okay, fine. No enemies. We upkeep into a momentum. Okay. 2 of 5 doom. Our encounter card is Lit by Deathfire. We lose a resource. If we were at a Vale or a Depths location, there'd be worse stuff, but as it is, we lose a resource. Okay. We do our man to draw. Enraptured. This is what I was looking for. Good. We discard Whispers from the Deep. So, I'm strongly considering if I put Enraptured underneath me, and if I used a charge on Pendant of the Queen to zip into here without spending an action, then I have to do the test on the other side. I've got stuff to help me, and Enraptured is a question mark. And then it's only Shroud 2. If I slammed 3 Investigates, I could get, I'll be 4 on 2. That's not, well, I have momentum, which could carry me over into another test. Of course, with Enraptured level 2, every time I succeed using this on investigation, I can put up to 3 charges or secrets on assets I control. I am, of course, trying to stack up as many charges as I can on the Pendant of the Queen. The only thing I don't presently have is that much more in the realm of card draw. So or I could do it twice and then leave. Yeah, I think I am going to Enraptured 2, 3. List and book. Extra book. Oh, that'll help. Yes. Momentum. 3, 5. Yes. We're going to put Enraptured underneath. I am going to use Pendant of the Queen to teleport into City of the Gugs, which means I need to flip it over. The Kingdom of the Gugs is surrounded by a colossal wall. Inside, cylindrical towers rise high into the mist, each one windowless and made of gray stone with large looming doorways at the bottom. So on and so on. Big Gug shows up. Gug Sentinel spawns here with a clue on it. Test Agility 3. If I succeed, it enters play exhausted and unengaged. Otherwise, it enters play engaged with me. Flip back over. Let's get this Gug Sentinel. There he is. 5 fight, 4 health in single player, 3 evade. He is worth a victory. After he readies, deal a horror to each investigator at his location. Part of me is thinking, can I kill this guy? I do have occult invocations, and a single one of these could do 3 damage, and I could follow up with a 4th. Because I'd be swinging what? 3 things. Do I just want to take... Do I actually just want to try to kill this guy? No, I don't have the money. That's the reason I wasn't planning to do that, because I don't have the money for these yet. I think we're probably just going to leave this victory point on the table. I don't need this clue. So, we're going to try to pass the agility test. Right now, we are 3 against 3. Let's make it 5 on 3, 6 on 3, throwing the momentum into it. That's an auto-fail, which is unfortunate. Okay. So, just in case, you know, the game saying, hey, you've got all the luck of assembling the Pendant of the Queen, how about you auto-fail this test? Now, I could try to evade it normally. I could swap in Obscure Studies, right? To pull back my Enraptured. 5. Does he hunt? He does not hunt. No, you know what we're going to do? I am going to evade. We're 3 on 3. I'm going to just commit the Obscure Studies to make it 6 on 3. I am going to get Enraptured value this turn. 6 on 3. No, sorry. I am going to play Obscure Studies to swap it in for the Enraptured. So I'm evading 5 on 3, but I'm going to commit this other Unrelenting. I need to draw more cards. So we're 6 on 3. I'm going to seal 3 good tokens to draw 2 cards. Cryptic Research and Dream Diary. These are cards we want. So now we're 6 on 3. -2. This time we succeeded and got it evaded. Discard Unrelenting. We're going to play Cryptic Research immediately. Fast, draw 3. Okay, okay. We drew a second Enraptured, so now we can exhaust Dream Enhancing Serum to draw another card. A Perception. Okay, okay. I still need more money before I can play like Dream Diary or whatnot. But I am going to try to get this clue before I leave. And then we're going to leave with our third action. So we're testing 5 on 2 with the Obscure Studies. And I think I do want to throw an Enraptured into this. One of my 2 Enraptureds. Yes. So 7 on 2. Elder Thing is -3. We pass. We get this clue. And we add 3 charges to the Pendant of the Queen. And then last action, we move to the Tower of Koth. We're leaving this guy behind. That's fine. Okay. All right. No enemies that do anything. We upkeep into a Practice Makes Perfect. The Gug Sentinel readies. And we're at 3 of 5 doom. Our encounter card is, we are frozen in fear. I think that's probably fine. I don't plan to move, fight, or evade this round. We do our Amanda draw, which is a second practice makes perfect. So we use Dream Enhancing Serum to draw again. We get a Vicious Blow. We discard Obscure Studies. Seen our weakness? Yes. That's right. We had the turn where we just drew cards. Yeah. And what are we going to put under us? Well, now we want to pass this Fist 5 test. So, Overpower, right? Yes. Okay. So, Fist 5. We're testing 4 against 5. What else do we have? Actually, don't have a ton else. We got these Occult Invocations, which carry a Fist. Vicious Blow is a Fist. Enraptured, we have Practice Makes Perfect. What else could Practice Makes Perfect hit? Unrelenting is practiced, but they're both in the discard. Enraptured is practiced, but we have the second one here. It could find another Vicious Blow. It could find the second Overpower, but you can only have one Overpower on a test. So it is essentially a single extra, which is fine. Because I'd like to get up to 8. Can I get up to 8? 4, 5, another in here is 6. These 2 Occult Invocations would be 8. I'd be putting all my eggs in one basket, as they say. I do have this other Enraptured. Another option. This might be the way. The Psychic Emanations contract from 1,000 Shapes of Horror. Not only does this make it so that the Silver Key does not take up an accessory slot, but I can spend an action to search my deck and discard pile for the Silver Key and add it to my hand. The Silver Key is 2 wild and 1 willpower commits. So if I grab that, I could toss that into this test. I could essentially use the Silver Key to unlock this trapdoor. I think that is worth it. So I'm going to use this ability to pull the Silver Key back from my discard. Now we're going to try to throw open the trapdoor. We're testing 4 on 5. Silver Key is 6 on 5. Throwing 1 Occult Invocation, 7 on 5. Spend 1 to play Practice Makes Perfect. Search our top 9 for a practice skill. Right? 2, 4, 6, 7, top 9. There is the Vicious Blow. Shuffle those back. 8. 8 on 5. Skull is -1. We pass. And we draw a card from Overpower. Roll Secrets. And this Vicious Blow we add to our hand. And these are discarded. Have we seen our other cryptic writings? Okay. So, we flip this over. We put the set-aside Enchanted Wood Stone Trapdoor into play. Record in my campaign log. The investigators found a way out of the underworld. Okay. All right. Stone Trapdoor, you're up. Here we go. Enchanted Wood Stone Trapdoor, 2 Shroud, 1 Clue, Victory 2. While you are investigating this location, it gets +1 Shroud for each card in your hand. So that's real hard for us to investigate. Good thing we have the Pendant of the Queen. But more to the point, now that it's in play, the act advances. Another path. Just as you are about to turn away, you catch a glimpse of something strange at the corner of your eye. Investigating further, you can hardly believe what you find. You are certain this is a memento from one of your friends trapped in the dream. On second thought, these woods deserve a more thorough examination. Perhaps you can find evidence of which way your friends went. Add 1 clue per player to the Enchanted Woods. Shuffle the Terror of the Veil and Night Gaunt's encounter sets into the encounter deck along with the discard pile. So let's do that. Terror of the Veil, Night Gaunt's, shuffle in. We add a clue, so there's 2 clues here in Stone Trapdoor. And now, the other custom act, Act 2, the Ascent. The more you look, the more evidence you find that you're on the right path. Plane of Ghouls still cannot be flipped. Still, defeating an enemy gets me its clue. Only investigators of the Enchanted Wood Stone Trapdoor may spend the requisite number of clues as a group to advance. Anyone not there will be left behind, not able to continue the campaign. I need 4 clues. I have 3. There's 2 here. And also the campaign play-along designers said in Discord, this was really intended, or maybe should have been, you can only advance at the end of the round. So I'm going to play it that way, which is fine. And I can't move in because of Frozen in Fear. But we have another round. I was all excited to move in and do this. I don't have money. I could just draw a card. There's a 25% chance that it's Cryptic Writings and will solve some of my money problems. Yeah, I'm just going to draw another card. It's Cryptic Writings. I can gain 2 resources. Okay. Now I have to do the Frozen in Fear test. I am testing 2 against 3. I don't have any commits. There's nothing else in here that's practiced that I could grab. So we're going to commit this other Dream Enhancing Serum to be 3 on 3. I'd love to be at least 1 up. So you know what? I'm going to commit this Practice Makes Perfect. 4 on 3. -1 is a pass. Be gone, Frozen in Fear. Oh, the one other thing I wanted to do. Well, I can do it at the end of the enemy phase. This isn't limited to. I'm going to exhaust Pendant of the Queen and use it to pick up one of these clues from the Stone Trapdoor. Since this location is Shroud, what, like 10 for me to investigate normally? But Pendant of the Queen lets me pick up clues remotely from a revealed location. So now I have the needed 4 clues. All right. No enemies that do anything. This guy does not hunt. He's just hanging out. We upkeep. Into an Unexpected Courage. Yes. Yep, no Dream Enhancing Serum pull. Okay. Mythos, we're at 4 of 8. Excuse me, 4 of 5. Dole Tunnel. If Slithering Dole is in play, it's not. Otherwise, attach Dole Tunnel to a location at least 2 connections away from the nearest Dole Tunnel, or to your location if you cannot. Then if Slithering Dole is in the victory display spawn, your attached location exhausted. This is going to attach here to the tower and be irrelevant because we are moving on. We do our Amanda draw. Another Overpower. We discard this Overpower. We put a card up there. What's it going to be? Again, I don't plan to try to pick up the clue at the Stone Trapdoor via actual investigating because it's so bonkers difficult. So I don't think it matters tremendously because I'm going to be playing 2 cards and moving. That is going to be my turn. So what is least, I guess this Laboratory Assistant is least useful because we're not going to take any tests. So first action, we'll spend 2 to play Dream Diary. Let's see if I can remember to keep giving myself the essence of the dream when my turn begins. Second action, we'll spend 1 to play the Scroll of Secrets. Third action, we move in. And at the end of the round, we'll spend our 4 clues. I'm not picking up this clue yet using the pendant. I could, but I'm not going to do so yet. Am I going to use the scroll? Oh, you know what? There is 1 card in my deck I can use Scroll of Secrets to look at it and either discard it or put it in my hand. I am going to do that, because you know what this card is? It's Hypochondria, and we're discarding it. I didn't even plan that. That's hilarious. Okay. Fine. No enemies that do anything. We upkeep. Right. So we draw. Oh, I didn't actually click the upkeep button. Hold on. Let's do that. Yes, there we go. And I take a horror. Yeah, that's fine. And that's my second occult invocation. So we dream enhancing serum and draw cryptic writings. We can't play it because it's not our turn, but that's still fine. Right, okay. And now, end of the round. We spend our clues to advance. A way out. So here's a bunch of stuff. I'm just going to read through this and explain it. Then I'm going to pause the recording to actually do all the setup so you all don't have to watch it. But here's what's happening. Anyone not at the Enchanted Woods is left behind and killed. Everyone else loses their clues. Well, I'm out of clues. Record in your campaign log that the dreamers strayed from the path. We remove every location from the game. We put them in locations with victory into the victory display, which is these three. So these three are going to go into the victory display. The Enchanted Woods will stay. We discard all non-weakness enemies and treacheries in play. We remove the encounter deck and encounter discard pile from the game. Then we gather these cards. Those are the encounter sets for Beyond the Gates of Sleep, the first scenario on the dreaming side. We replace the agenda with the agenda from Beyond the Gates of Sleep. We move all the Doom there. So we're going to stay with 4 Doom. We put Act 4, The Path, into play. That's the last act of Beyond the Gates of Sleep. For each damage on the scenario reference card, we record 3 tally marks next to Steps of the Bridge. This is why I was rushing to complete this before the agenda advanced, because when the agenda advances important no return, you have to put another damage on the scenario reference card. It's bad enough with 1 that I'm going to have 6 Steps of the Bridge. I believe that translates into 2 extra Doom I can't do anything about in Weaver of the Cosmos. Better than getting up to 9 and a 3rd extra Doom. So that's why we were rushing. And that's why I didn't hang around to build up cards and take out the Gug Sentinel. Not worth it, in my opinion, for 1 VP. Also, we move all damage on the scenario reference card to the agenda as Doom. So this 1 extra damage adds as a Doom now. So we'll be going into what's happening next with 5 Doom. We put the Enchanted Path into play. We put the 6 remaining Enchanted Woods locations into play unrevealed. We are setting up the final act of Scenario 1, Beyond the Gates of Sleep. And that's what we'll be playing for the rest of this scenario. We also replace all the Elder Thing tokens with tablet tokens. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Which makes sense because on the dreaming side, the tablet tokens are the problem ones. So why give us good tokens? All these other cards get set aside that would be set aside as part of Beyond the Gates of Sleep. We shuffle the encounter deck for Gates of Sleep. We move to the Enchanted Path. And then we're playing Beyond the Gates of Sleep. So that's the really cool thing. We are deviating from point of no return. We are sequence breaking. And now we're going to be... We played the first part of point of no return. And now we're going to play the last part of Beyond the Gates of Sleep. Pausing here. Be back shortly. All right, we're back. Beyond the Gates of Sleep. Act 4. The only last bit of setup I have to do is to randomize and distribute the Enchanted Woods locations. We're now here on the Enchanted Path. 2 Shroud, no clues, connected to each Enchanted Woods. Gets +1 Shroud for each unrevealed Woods location in play. Triple action to place a clue here. The Dreamers have already strayed from the path. We are not ever going to be doing that. So let's place these other 6 locations. They're shuffled up randomly. We have the stone trapdoor up here. Of note, normally, I believe you only get 6 of these 7 locations in play, with 1 removed from the game. Here, stone trapdoor is in play, and the other 6 remain in the game. So rather, all 7 are in play, is the point. Because stone trapdoor was not removed when we emerged from the underground, the underworld. But we do automatically move here to the enchanted path. Okay. We also have a revamped token bag. Skulls are -X, where X is half the number of cards in my hand. So right now, that's a whopping -5, and it's going to constantly fluctuate. I'm going to want to be on watch for that as we move on. Cultist is -X, where X is the number of revealed Enchanted Woods locations. Right now, it's only -1 because it's just the trapdoor. The path does not count. It is not an Enchanted Woods location. And tablet is -2. If you fail and it's on attacking or evading against a swarming enemy, we add a swarm card to it. So we're going to definitely want to be at least 2 up on most things and up past the skulls when I really want to succeed. So we're at 5 of 19 doom. This is our only agenda. The forced effect is not going to happen. We're not at a steps location. Those are only in the first 3 acts of this scenario. So we get right into it. We're at 6 of 19 now. Let's see our... Did I shuffle this? Yes. Let's see our encounter card. Somnophobia. Has willpower 5. For each point you fail by, take a horror to a max 3. All icons count as matching. Willpower and question marks count as 2. So right now we're testing 3 against 5 with the 1 from Lab Assistant. Do I throw Unexpected Courage into this to make it 7 on 5? We're short on willpower commit, so I think we do. 7 on 5. Which also makes the skulls now -4. Because the committed card is no longer in our hand. Is there anything else here? I could throw in the perception to draw another card. 9 on 5. Covers the skull. Or even the overpower. Yeah, you know what? We're going to throw in this overpower too. 9 on 5. Tablet's -2. We pass, we draw a card from overpower. It's a perception. Okay. We do our man to draw. It's overpower. That's pretty funny. Lab Assistant is discarded. What are we placing? So now the name of the game, well, what is the act? We need 5 clues, and we can only spend them at the enchanted path. So we're going to explore around, pick up more clues. There's still a clue to be had here in the Enchanted Woods, which I'm going to pen to the Queen. But the rest of these locations will have them too. What am I going to put underneath me? And it could be perception, assuming that I'm going to investigate. Yes, I think... Yes, I think that is what we do. Okay. But the one thing I'm going to do, first action, I'm going to play this Cryptic Writings to gain 2 resources. I want to have enough to play an Occult Invocation just in case I walk into something. And I want to start trying to kill it. So, second action, let's move. Let's pick this location. What do we got? The Moon Tree. 3 Shroud, 1 Clue, Victory 2. After you enter this location, you must either take 2 horror or lose all your remaining actions. I don't think taking 2 horror is worth losing 1 action. So I'm going to lose our remaining actions. I am going to use the Pendant of the Queen during the enemy phase and spend a charge to pick up this clue off the stone trapdoor. Okay. Alright, that's fine. Maybe perception is a waste, but whatever. No enemies. We up... Oh, do I want to use the scroll's secrets? Yes, I am going to use this to draw off the bottom of my deck. Okay. If I'd done that in my turn, that would have been nice, but I didn't think to do it I mean, I didn't get on to... It was still... Actually, I didn't get to upkeep. I just clicked this. Whatever. It's fine. I didn't think of it until the upkeep phase. But let's do the upkeep. Dream Enhancing Serum. All right. I should probably go down to one of these in my deck going forward. That's fine. Mythos. 7 of 19 Doom. Inconspicuous Zoog. Spawns in any connecting location. Fight 2, health 1 of A2. Hunter Swarming 2. When defeated, cancel all excess damage and move any of its remaining swarm and host cards to a connecting location exhausted. This guy's annoying because he's inherited the Tommy Malloy gene. You can't knock him out in one hit. You've got to nickel and dime him. Okay, and he gets Swarming 2. I will use my Ultimate Infestation to look at the second one of these. Second Scroll of Secrets, I'm fine that being a Swarm card that is low value. And he has to spawn here in the path because it's connecting. Okay. All right, we Amanda draw into the Silver Key. I'm going to want to play that. Discard Perception. Am I gonna aim for overpower on this guy? Does he hunt? He does. Yeah, so if I don't do anything about him, he is gonna move in and then suddenly, bam, 3 damage, 3 horror. That ain't good. So I may not try to investigate to get that. I think move, attack. Now, I do have Pendant of the Queen as a panic button that could evade it if needed. But I'd rather whittle down its numbers. If I move in, punch it, it'll run off. And then I could move again. I really do, though, want a location where I can just comfortably investigate. Or I could put Enraptured underneath me, investigate here, then move in and then punch it using Overpower. Yeah, I think that's better. Since Enraptured has a question mark, that'll help with the punch. We're going to do that. And we're going to start with... We're actually going to start by using Scroll of Secrets. Draw from the bottom of the deck. Our Obscure Studies, that's good to see. All right, we're going to investigate. With Enraptured, we're testing 4 against 3. I will throw... Perception makes it 6 on 3. I'm thinking about beating the skull. I could throw in Cryptic Writings to make it 8 on 3. Then I'll pass in the skull. I could throw in 1 Occult Invocation. Am I really going to play both of them while I have these? Seven on 3. If I throw in an Occult Invocation. No, I think what's really less likely is that I'm going to play that Cryptic Writings. Yeah, I'll commit the Cryptic Writings. So we're 4... Oh! I forgot Dream Diary. I should have had Essence of the Dream last turn. Right? Which means it's already in my hand. Which means I could tuck it underneath myself instead of the Enraptured. No. Since I forgot to use it last round, we'll just say that I remembered this round after I tucked Enrapture underneath me, so I just put it into my hand. Okay. But maybe instead of doing the cryptic writings, maybe I commit this. Let's see. I'd be 4. That would be 8. But that would still... Oh, would that pass in the skulls? Hang on. Let's think this through. 4 against 3. 8 against 3. That actually would. But then I'm not getting a draw from perception. No. Better to use this on the punch, I think, actually. So let's go back to what I was doing. 4 against 3. 4, 6, 8 against 3. Yes. Tablets -2. So we pass. We draw a card from perception. Unexpected courage. And we add 3 charges to Pendant of the Queen. And we get this clue. Okay. We move back to the center. This enemy engages. Third action. Whoop. Didn't see that. Third action, we punch. So it's fight 2. With Enrapture, we're testing 3 against 2. Essence of the Dream will make it 7 on 2. Throw an Overpower to make it 9 on 2. Or I could keep the Essence and I could use Overpower and Unexpected Courage. 5, 7 on 2. I think I like that better. I'd like to draw another card. And again, I'm committing so much because I'm covering for the skull. 7 on 2. -1 is a pass. We draw a card from Overpower, which is Momentum. One of these goes underneath. And the enemy exhausts and runs away. Let's see. I guess we put him in a location that I'm planning to move, because I do want to hunt them down. So we'll put him over here. Okay. That's our turn. Are we pendanting? No, there's really nothing to pendant. Okay. Done. Fine. The enemies do nothing because they're exhausted. We upkeep into. And Unrelenting, good to see. This enemy readies. And Mythos, we're at 8 of 19 Doom. Prismatic Phenomenon. So, Frozen in Fear in reverse, kind of. The first time I take a draw, resource, or play action, it costs an additional action. And the next time I successfully investigate, I don't get clues. Instead, I have to discard this. Annoying, to say the least. We do our Amanda draw. Cryptic Research, good. We discard Enraptured, and we put up... what's it gonna be? Because I'm probably gonna move in, punch this guy another time. Evade... No, not evade. Maybe investigate. I have Obscure Studies to swap in if needed. But if I don't need to, I like maybe it is the Essence of the Dream. Get the +4 since I don't know what I'm gonna need. Yes, I think that seems fine. Okay. I'm not going to use that quite yet. Let's think this through. I have 5 charges on the Pendant of the Queen, which could theoretically get all 5 of the clues. I believe these are all 1 clue each. Do I have a second enraptured coming up? I do. Also, both of my practice makes perfects, unless one of them is under here. I'm thinking about playing the silver key. How many cards do I have? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, 5, 10. Yeah, I think I'm going to play the silver key. Then I'm going to move in and punch this guy again. Yes. What do we got? The Lost Woods. This is the one that is by itself. It doesn't connect to any others. So I'm going to actually swap these around. There we go. And this guy engages. 4 Shroud, 1 Clue. Victory 2. After you reveal this location, if you don't leave it before the end of the round, I have to put a doom on the agenda. So, we're going to likely be pendanting on out of here. But we're going to punch this guy first. And then we'll get this clue remotely, I think, also with the pendant later. So we're going to punch. We are testing 6 against 2. Skulls, we have to commit one thing in order for skulls to not be a problem. Can't commit dream enhancing serum, unfortunately. No point in committing vicious blow. I think we'll commit. Since I have the vicious blows, I think we'll commit 1 occult invocation. Right. So 7 on 2. Ooh, that is unfortunate. Bad auto fail. Ooh, okay. So I can pendant out of here to not get doom, or I can pendant to evade this guy and not get hit twice for a total of 2 damage and 2 horror. But I can't do both. I think we're going to let the lab assistant go. I think we're going to pendant out so that we don't add the doom. So I'm going to warp back to the enchanted path. Because I don't want the doom. Now, he does attack. So damage and so 2 damage, 2 horror. 1 and 1 will defeat the lab assistant. I'll exhaust the silver key to not take the horror, and I'll take 1 damage. Fine. Is what it is. All right. The enemies did their thing. Now we upkeep. Second, I'm relenting. We use Dream Enhancing Serum to draw Practice Makes Perfect. Is there even anything I can perfectly practice? Second Enraptured. Yes, Second Enraptured is in here. And Overpowers? No. Okay. Good to keep in mind. Mythos. 9 of 19 Doom. Our encounter card is a Stealthy Zoog. Oof. Just getting all the Zoogs, huh? Well, Vicious Blow can actually defeat this. This one's actually not bad. 1 fight, 1 health, 3 evade. Alert and Swarming 1. So this card goes here. Let's take a look at it. It is another Practice Makes Perfect. I don't need both right now. Fine for that to be as it is. Okay, we do our Amanda draw, which is the Enraptured. All right, fine. Essence of the Dream gets set aside. What are we going to put under there? And then we will get Essence of the Dream back. Because this round is going to be what? Punch, punch. I could chase this guy back into the Lost Woods. If I move back into the Lost Woods, I don't... Well, no, probably better to chase him somewhere new and keep the pressure up that way. Is it Vicious Blow? Maybe it's Moment. Maybe it's one of these two cards is Hypochondria. And I have Cryptic Research. I need to be mindful of that too. One, two. You know what it is? It's momentum. Because I'm going to be taking multiple tests. Okay, and now we get the essence of the dream. First things first, we are going to attack this Stealthy Zoog. So with momentum, we're testing 3 on 1. Commit Vicious Blow to make it 4 on 1. Skulls right now are -5. We'll throw the essence of the dream in. No, wait, that's way overkill. What am I talking about? No. 2, 3, 4 against 1. No. We'll throw in Unrelenting, 5 on 1, but we will seal the skulls. There we go. We're not drawing. We're using this to help us pass the test. 5 on 1. That's Arkham Horror, the card game. A living card game by Fantasy Flight Games. The ironic thing is, I could do exactly that same thing one more time. I have the same cards. And it was right. It was a good plan once. It's a good plan to do again. This doesn't have Retaliate. Correct. It has Alert. All right. So we're going to punch again with momentum. Vicious Blow is 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 on 1. This time we don't need to seal the skulls. But one of these is Hypochondria. I don't really want to draw it. We'll seal the skulls. 5 on 1. -1. Much better. So we deal 2 damage. So this slides underneath. This guy's defeated. Right. And we passed by 3. So the next test has its difficulty reduced by 3. So punching this guy is difficulty 0. So we don't need to throw anything more into that. And indeed, no real reason to Cryptic Research. Again, Hypochondria is coming. I'd love to be able to get it and then discard it the following turn so it misses the reshuffle. I guess I could. Well, let's punch this first, and then I could play Cryptic Research after my third action. But yes, we're punching, and it's difficulty 0, so we're testing 3 on 0, and we're testing 3 on 0. We pass. This card goes underneath, and this guy runs. Let's put him here. Okay. Whew. Interesting. I still haven't put an autofail and Elder Sign tracker. Oh well. At some point. I'll do those stats set up for the next time. Right. The enemy is exhausted, doesn't do... Oh, no. I talked about playing Cryptic Research, which I am doing. Draw 3 cards. There's my Hypochondria. Scroll of Secrets, and a second practice makes perfect. Fine. Yes, that is fine. He's exhausted. Enemy doesn't do anything. We upkeep into... Oh, our other weakness, Whispers of the Deep. Yeah, I forgot about that. I guess they were tucked into the swarms, huh? All right. Mythos. We're at 10 of 19 Doom. Yeah, encounter card. Lost in the Woods. Surge, everyone at an Enchanted Woods location tests Willpower 3, but I'm not. We're at the path, so this doesn't do anything. It does Surge, though, into another Somnophobia. So again, Brain 5. Take Horror. So, with Momentum on the board, I'm testing 4 against 5. Over-succeeding won't help because it only applies for the same phase. But I'd still like to, not fail. And I also want to get rid of this weakness. So I commit Whispers of the Deep, which counts -2, so cancels out the momentum. Now we're back to 2 against 5. But then we're going to throw in... Do I just bean it with the Obscure Studies? I might as well throw in this Dream Enhancing Serum. It's not useful for anything, really, for anything else. So we're back up to 4 against 5. Essence of the Dream would be then 8 against 5. And it's going to come back. A single practice makes perfect will count for 3. This is Amanda math. It's going to be 7 against 5. And even if I pull a skull... Oh, I should watch the Cultist. The Cultist is now also a -3, since we've revealed 3 of these locations. And if I fail by 1, I can use the Silver Key. All right, I'm going to commit 1 practice makes perfect into this. So, we're at 2, 4, 2, 4, 7 against 5. Elder Sign. That just doubles our icons out of the momentum, so we pass, is the point. Whispers of the Deep is not going to miss the reshuffle. That was the one thing that I should have thought about and did not. We do the Amanda draw. We'll take a horror. The Silver Key will cancel it. Overpower. Discard momentum. Oh, this guy's readied. So again, I think this turn is move, punch, investigate. Am I going to put the Essence of the Dream up? Shall I just do the Overpower? I could do the Enraptured. I could do the Enraptured to potentially get, again... oh, I still have this Prismatic Phenomenon. I forgot. If I investigate... Right. But the Enraptured is not linked to actually discovering clues. It's just linked to succeeding on an investigate. So even if I investigate somewhere and this Prismatic Phenomenon goes away... instead of getting clues, I would still get 3 charges on the pendant, which is really what I'm after, right? And if investigating does not seem in the cards, I could Obscure Studies it. Yeah. I think that's reasonable. Okay. Fine. Good. Let's move in. What is this location? The Mystical Forest, which connects back to the Moon Tree. 4 Shroud, 1 Clue. Victory 2. As an additional cost to leave, I have to choose and discard a card from my hand for each clue on this location. I just need to get the clue before I leave. All right, good. This is the kind of location I was looking for. So we're going to finally punch this Zoog. We're testing 3 against 2. With Overpower, we're 5 on 2. Yes, and now that we're down to 5 cards, that covers the skulls. 5 on 2. -1 is a pass. This guy's finally defeated. I draw a card from Overpower. Dream Enhancing Serum. Okay. And now we're going to try to investigate. I have not been tracking if I had to spend an extra action to draw a resource or play. I have not taken a draw action. Cryptic Research is not a draw action. I have not clicked for a resource. I don't think I've played anything. I didn't play Practice Makes Perfect. I committed it. I haven't played Occult Invocation. I think I'm good. I think I have not forgotten this. Okay. We're investigating. So, with Enraptured, we are 4 on 4. And I'm going to commit this other Scroll of Secrets to be 5 on 4, and Essence of the Dream to be 7 on 4. Cultist is exactly a -3, so we pass. We don't get the clue. Prismatic Phenomenon discards, but we do get 3 charges on the Pendant of the Queen. And then, while I'm at it, I will use the Pendant of the Queen to discover this clue. Seems good. Okay, fine. No enemies on the board. We upkeep into Cryptic Writings. I probably don't need the resources, so that's fine. Mythos. We're at 11 of 19 Doom. Dreamlands Eclipse. So this round, when I go to investigate, I have to either take a horror, my location gets +2 Shroud, and it goes away at the end of the round. This is probably free. I probably am not investigating. Indeed, this might be a good opportunity to remove Hypochondria. But first I do my Amanda draw, which is Enraptured. Discard Enraptured. Yeah, I don't think it matters much. So I'll just put this Dream Enhancing Serum up there, because we're going to spend 2 actions to discard Hypochondria, and then a 3rd action to move back to the center. Come on. And I'm going to use the Pendant of the Queen to pick up this clue that was left behind the Enchanted Woods. We're at 4 of the 5 needed clues, and we have 3 more locations. Cultists are -4 now. I realize I was trying when I investigated last time, I was trying to beat everything but the auto fail. The cultists were actually -4 because 4 of these were revealed. So no. All right. Hang on. I failed that test. I failed the investigate test last time, which means I would still have the prismatic phenomenon, and I would not have the 3 charges from the enraptured. So I just used 1 charge, so I'm going to rewind back. I have 2 fewer charges. I haven't used 1. This clue is still here. Let's rewind back to the beginning after I drew the Dreamlands Eclipse. I still have Hypochondria, Prismatic Phenomenon. I haven't yet... Because I do have, again, obviously I have a 2nd Enraptured, so I could do it right. Of course, this now actually does make investigating problematic. Well, taking a horror is actually... I cancel it with the key. So that's actually fine. Also, I'm getting the Essence of the Dream after I put a card up here. Yeah, so let's do it right. I pulled the Cultist last time. It was a -4. I should have failed. So let's do it right this time. Instead of putting up the dream enhancing serum, we've rolled back to the placing a card under Amanda phase. We put this second enraptured. Fine. I am going to investigate. I will take a horror, which the silver key will cancel. I am testing, again, 4 on 4. Cultists are -4. I have the essence of the dream. So, in order to cover the cultist, I will commit the essence of the dream and this cryptic writings. No. Can I get a perception? Before I commit more cards, I will play this perception. This practice makes perfect. What do we get? There's a perception. Or do I want unrelenting? I would like to refill my hand. If I take unrelenting, then I'd be 5 on 4. I'd still need to commit 2 more cards, though, to get 4 up. No. I will take the perception. Of those in. So now I'm 6 on 4, and I'll throw this cryptic writings into it to make it 8 on 4. 0 for all that. All right. So this practice makes perfect is not a play action because it's fast. The prismatic phenomenon should not affect it. I'm not performing a play action. I think that's right. I think that's right. Yeah. Because you're not spending an action. Hold on. Let me check the rules reference very quickly. Are fast cards played using a play action? I don't think so. Yes, fast card from the rules. A fast card does not cost an action to be played and is not played using the play action. Right. So prismatic phenomenon does not make practice makes perfect suddenly cost an action. Good. All right. So we pass. Prismatic phenomenon goes away. I draw a card from perception, which is cryptic research. I get 3 charges on the pendant from enraptured. Oh, my goodness. All right. That was my first action. And let's play cryptic research. Draw 3 cards. Lab assistant and 2 unexpected courages. With the unexpected courages, actually, I don't think I can dream enhancing serum because the draw is simultaneous. And they weren't already. It wasn't already in my hand. I drew them at the same time. I don't think I can dream enhancing serum that. Fine. If I investigate again, I have to take a horror or the shroud is +2. I do have lab assistant who I will want to play. I also do want to get rid of hypochondria. But am I better off just investigating to load up on more charges? 11. Yes. I do think that that's worth it. I can get back up to over succeeding on that. So if we investigate again, 4 on 2, I want to get 4 up. So I'll commit Essence of the Dream, 6 on 4, and Unexpected Courage, 8 on 4. Seems good. Elder Sign. Pass by a ton. So we get the clue. We get another 3 charges / secrets. I'll put 2 on the pendant and 1 on my scroll, because I actually only have 8 more rounds to use the pendant since it exhausts. So no point going beyond. Also means I can freely use the pendant every round from here on out. As the dream goes away, Unexpected Courage discards. I have 1 more action. I'm going to play this Lab Assistant and draw 2 cards. Unrelenting and Vicious Blow. Okay, good. And I will use the pendant to teleport back to the center. All right. And I'll use the scroll to draw from the bottom of my deck. Cryptic Writings. It's still my turn. Do I care, though, about the resources? Right now, the only things left that I'm spending resources on are would be Occult Invocation, and I have enough. Another Lab Assistant. I don't think I need the resources. I think I'm going to save this to be a double book commit. So that's fine. All right. Oh, my goodness. Oh, and I need to take a horror for that investigate. Right. That's fine. Put that on Amanda. Oh, my goodness. All right. We're doing fine. No enemies on the board. We upkeep into. Second Occult Invocation. We can Dream Enhancing Serum into a Practice Makes Perfect. Good. Dreamland's Eclipse goes away. We are still a Hypochondriac. You want to watch for that. Mythos. We're 12 of 19 Doom. We have the needed clues. We could advance and end it now, but I'd like to hit these 3 locations, notwithstanding the horrors within. Our encounter card is an Ancient Zoog. Spawns in an unrevealed Enchanted Woods location, aloof. At the start of the enemy phase, if Ancient Zoog is ready, add 1 swarm card to each swarming Zoog enemy in play. Hopefully I'm not going to draw much more in the way of Zoogs. I might as well, and I could turn him off remotely using the pendant if really needed. But I might as well go to his location so that if I need to warp back to him for some reason, I can do so. Fine. Oh, well, probably should get rid of this first. Unless I want to wait to ride out my deck. Man to draw. Lab Assistant. Discard Enraptured. I don't really need to investigate. I have more than enough Pendant of the Queen charges to pick up the remaining clues just using that. So, like, my turn might be just move a bunch. It is probably wise for me to get rid of the Hypochondria. But I should go into a location first. And knowing what's in the locations, since it could be arguably anything, I will put the Unrelenting under me. Okay. We are going to move. Let's move in where the Ancient Zoog is. It's the Village of Zoogs. Let's rearrange these so that the connections make sense. Turns out the Ancient Zoog was at his village. 3 Shroud, 1 Clue. Victory 2. After a Zoog enemy with the swarming keyword spawns here, add an additional swarm card to it. So I don't want to stay here. I don't want Zoogs piling up on me. So frankly, I am just going to use the pendant to teleport back out to warp back to the enchanted path. And then I'm going to spend 2 actions to get rid of the hypochondria. Fine. We'll pick up this clue remotely using the pendant on a later turn. Okay. Enemies don't do anything. This guy does not hunt. He just hangs out. Upkeep. Second, I'm relenting. Because of Lab Assistant, we don't need to discard. We are within our hand size. 13 of 19 Doom. Hidden cards. These exist. Law of Yigarath Discord. I can't commit cards to skill tests with an odd number of icons on them. So I discard a card with an even number of icons from my hand. Well, I've got cards that do that. Amanda draw into an overpower. I discard this unrelenting. Again, what am I doing this turn? Somewhere there is the big Gug. It's one of these 2 locations. It is a victory point. I would like to kill it. True. I'll need to get rid of that Law of Yigarath, certainly. I move in, move out, and the thing away. I think what do we have in here? I think I'm just going to put the Unexpected Courage under me. And I'll remember now to get the Essence of the Dream, which I forgot last time. But first action, let's get rid of this. Even number of skill icons. So what's that going to be? Could be Practice Makes Perfect. Could be Overpower. Could be Cryptic Writings. I will discard the Practice Makes Perfect. Get rid of this. That's fine. Now let's move into one of these locations. Let's do this one. It's the direction I'm circling around. This is the Fungal Forest. Okay. So that actually connects down there. And turns out the big Gug enemy is in the last location I picked to go, which is funny. 5 Shroud, 1 Clue, Victory 2. When your turn begins here, if you're at this location, you reveal a token, and if it's a symbol, you take a damage and lose an action. So I don't want to end my turn here. So I won't. We're going to walk right back out. Hit the bricks. You can leave. And I will use the pendant to remotely pick up this clue. Okay, fine. No enemies that do anything. We upkeep into Perception. We are at 10 cards with Dream Enhancing Serum and Lab Assistant. Lets our hand size be 10, so that's fine. Mythos, we're 14 of 19 Doom. Crypt Chill. This is why we have an empty scroll of secrets. So with Unexpected Courage, we're testing 4 on 4. We'll just take this test. We'll pass. 0's a pass. Fine. Amanda draw. Second Vicious Blow. So I can Dream Enhancing Serum. I should have known that was coming. Whispers from the Deep. It has to go underneath me. But the good news is I have Obscure Studies and can swap it out. Okay, let's think this through. This is the Gug. I should have more than enough stuff to annihilate it this round, right? With Obscure Studies. Let's go in. We're going on in. Great Stone Circle. 1 Shroud, 1 Clue. This is the only one that's Victory 1. Spawn the Laboring Gug at this location. Laboring Gug. It's only Victory 1 because the other victory's on this bozo. Fight 5, Health 5 of 8-2. Hunter. He cannot enter the Enchanted Path. Does a whopping 3 damage and 1 horror. Oh, buddy, have we got surprises for you. We are going to play Occult Invocation. I am going to play Obscure Studies to swap it for Whispers from the Deep. And we're going to discard... No, what am I going to discard? This other lab assistant and this dream enhancing serum. So right now, 2 uses book. So we're testing 4. We're testing 7 against his 5. We'll do 3 damage if we hit. But the cultists are a whopping -7. And the skulls are minus... I have 9 cards in hand. Skulls are -5. So I would really like... Can I get up to 12 on this test? Or we're at 7 against 5. An Essence of the Dream will put us at 11. That's not quite 12, is it? It's a book test, so I could throw in perception. I could throw in perception and cryptic writings. And then one more something. Unrelenting to draw 2 more cards. Yes, I think that's the play. So what did I say we're at? 4, 7, 9, 11, 12. And we're going to seal the +1 and the zeros to draw 2 cards. So I take a horror from reshuffling, which the silver key absorbs. Draw 2 cards. Cryptic Research and Scroll of Secrets. We're 5 up. No, we're 7 up. We're 12 on 5. Skulls -5. Fine. We do 3 damage. And we draw a card from Perception. We're a hypochondriac. Release these tokens. Discard these. Put Hypochondria into play. Fine. And now we're just going to fight with Vicious Blow. So we're testing 6 on 5. Eight, 10. Before we fight, I am going to play Cryptic Research to draw 3 cards. Okay. Now we fight. We're testing 5 on 5, 6 on 5 with Vicious Blow, 8 on 5 with Overpower. Uh, 10 on 5 with Essence of the Dream. 12 on 5 with Unexpected Courage. Skull is again, well, this time it's actually a -3. But we do 2 damage thanks to Vicious Blow. This guy is defeated and goes into the victory display. And we draw a card from Overpower, which is an Unexpected Courage. All right. And then we'll use the Pen to the Queen to get this clue remotely from the Zoogs village. All right. Here we go. No enemies that do anything. We upkeep into an Enraptured. Mythos, 15 of 19 Doom. Deeper Slumber. Our maximum hand size is reduced by 3. That's fine. We're ending things this turn. We Amanda draw, which means I do have to immediately check the Deeper Slumber. So our hand size is 8. Plus 2 is 10. -3 is 7. I do need to discard a card. So we'll discard... Oh, I forgot I have this. Well, it's not going to matter. Discard the Scroll of Secrets. Then we discard the Obscure Studies and put Whispers in the Deep into play. But we will use the Pendant of the Queen to get this clue remote without a test. And then we walk back into the center. And we advance, spending 5 clues. Right? There we go. Yep. New visitors. And per usual, well, hardly anything usual here, but per normal scenario 1A in the Dream Eaters, the Zoogs are surrounding us, but then the cats come, and the cats are demanding that tribute. I can either step back and watch the scene play out, Resolution 1, or interrupt the cat and handle myself, Resolution 2. So the ramifications here, presuming that you then take the story beats in the interlude that follow along logically, if I interrupt, then I'll be able to get 2 bonus experience and an extra evidence of Karath for going into for use in the second scenario, which is good, but that also means that in the third scenario on the dreaming side, because now we're going to be going through the dreaming side, there will be an agenda advance which spawns a dangerous enemy. If I step back and watch the scene play out, then I will be able to avoid that enemy spawn in the third scenario. And frankly, given that we have just racked up 17 victory points, which minus 2 for vast experiences, but is still a whopping 15 points, I prefer to step back and watch the scene play out so that I don't run the risk of getting bodied in the third scenario. I don't think the extra experience and 1 evidence Kadath is worth it. So, Resolution 1. Whee! That was a blast. Resolution 1. The creatures chitter amongst themselves. They retreat. The Zoogs return. The Zoogs retreat. They bring their tribute to the cats. And the man, who is Randolph Carter, apologizes on their behalf. Zoogs talking cats. Randolph Carter is going to bring us to the town of Ulthar. All right, so what do we record? The cats collected their tribute. We can add Randolph Carter, Expert Dreamer, to our deck, and we might as well. He is, as I recall, boost fist and foot, which, we do use. Right. 3 cost, 3 health, 2 sanity, +1 fist, +1 foot. When a tablet is revealed during a skill test, I can exhaust and draw 2 cards. Yes, I will happily add him in for while he's around. And we earn a ton of experience. 17 minus 2 is 15 victory. Makes sense since we played kind of essentially 1.5 scenarios, 1 1/3. We brought over 3 extra VP from Point of No Return. And we were able to get an extra 2 VP here because there is another location in play. Theoretically, I could have gotten 18 if I had defeated the Gug Sentinel back in the Point of No Return. But again, I chose not to because I wanted to make sure we got out of there before the agenda advanced, which I do think is the right call, or at least is what I'm going to keep telling myself. What do we do interlude-wise? We do interlude 1, but we only read the Black Cat 1, and we record that the Black Cat has a hunch. So, interlude 1, the Black Cat 1, a lot of text. I mean, Dream Eaters has fascinating storyline stuff. I am purposely not dealing with this now. But if you've not played the Dream Eaters, well, I appreciate you watching this playthrough, despite your not being familiar with the scenario, with the campaign. There's fun stuff in here. I do recommend experiencing it yourselves. All right, the Black Cat has a hunch. And that's all that comes out of that. Sounds good. We don't do Black Cat 2. We will proceed to scenario 2A, the search for Karath. And that's where we will be next time. All right. Thank you again to the Campaign Play Along organizers. This was a blast, a brilliant idea to stitch everything together into an 8-part campaign using the stone trapdoor and point of no return. Love it, love it, love it. Really enjoyed how you set this up. And I'm looking forward to the search for Kadath, which won't be next week. It will be the following week, I believe is the timing that we're on. So until then, take it easy, everyone.